So we're going to get into a little bit more TMJ stuff. And for this one, you got to move down to the floor, or you can do it on bed. I'm going to start with a block, a tennis ball, and then a folded towel or a thin blanket of some sort to cover up the tennis ball, because the tennis ball by itself can be too much. But I want you to see that it's still there. And then you just rest your jaw muscle that runs between the cheekbone and the jawbone on that tennis ball. The bottom arm goes wherever it needs to go to be comfortable. I actually like to put mine through, but whatever works for you. And then take a few moments to settle in and do your best to keep breathing, because this gets very intense very quickly, and just nod. Working that ball into that groove just below your cheekbone, right where the jaw muscle is attaching. And you're going to find a tender spot just by nodding or turning nose down and nose up. Nose down and nose up. Find a sore spot wherever that happens to be for you. And if when you find that sore spot, you can still breathe and tolerate it, do your best to yawn. And you might need to adjust, double up that towel blanket, make it even more thick. And you can do your best to continue yawning. Big yawns. Opening and closing your mouth as wide as it will go. And then nod. Shake your head no. Wiggle around. Find a slightly different spot. And repeat, same thing. Big yawns. And again, wiggle around. Find a third sore spot wherever that happens to be. And just do 3 or 4 slow yawns. Treat this like a first date. Get acquainted with it, enjoy it for a few moments, a few breaths, but then move on to the other side and then call it a day. You do not want to spend the night here. You don't want to do too much the first time. Do a little bit every day, just like brushing your teeth. You don't brush your teeth once a year. You do a little bit every day, 2 minutes a day, right? And then switch sides. I'm just going to assume you can do the other side without following along on the video. Again, eventually you're doing this all by yourself anyway. Continuing, you can take the ball, same thing, on a block and cover it with a towel. Give yourself a little bit of softness because those balls can be quite intense. And then find the base of your skull. If you move your hair up out of the way, it's right at the notch at the base of your skull, right where the hairline and the neckline meet. That's where you're going. And there's a notch there at the base of your skull that fits right on top of that ball. You slowly turn your head side to side. Now, depending on the flexibility on your neck, you might not need a block. You might enjoy it with just the ball and the towel on the floor. Notice I've got my knees bent, feet flat, so there's no strain on my back. And I've placed my hands on my belly. If you were to take your arms open out to the side, like a W, this is a vulnerable position for your rotator cuff. Not recommended if it causes you any pain. But if you do want to add that rotator cuff stretch, that is an option. Make a W with your arms and hitchhike your thumbs down towards the ground. Palms are open towards the ceiling. And as before, if you find a tender spot, you need a little extra intensity, feel free to hang out there and you can play around with nodding, shaking your head no, yawning. Do whatever works best for you. And over time, those neck muscles will release. And you might be able to graduate to doing this down on the floor. So again, maybe the first time you do it, you have to use a block. Maybe as those neck muscles release and you're able to come into this, you can bring it down to the ground. Again, I do like to cover up with a towel because that ball can be intense, and the towel also helps keep it from rolling away. Same location, the base of your skull. And then that's it. Enjoy that. A few minutes a day, not too much. Don't spend the night. It's like maintenance on your teeth. A little bit every day on a regular basis will keep those neck and jaw muscles happy. Have fun.